Hello, everybody. My name is Paula Kettula. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm the owner and the founder of Porta Verum Psychotherapy Services. We are in person in San Diego and online all over California. We really love to help individuals, couples, and families thrive in this super stressful world that we live in right now. And our core values and our passion really is to create empowerment, joy, love, and connection in people's lives. So we really rely on this sense of well-being is possible no matter what's going on in your life. And even if you might be struggling with some mental health challenges, what we know about well-being is that is absolutely still possible. A lot of the how to get to that place of well-being depends on the skills that we have. That's why I love that we have wonderful therapists here to support our clients in that journey of self-healing and self-discovery. Our name, Porta Verum, is actually Latin, and it comes from the two words porta, meaning door or window, verum, meaning the truth. So we are all about discovering this window to your true self and who you are. So that's enough about me. I am here with our wonderful therapist who we're going to get to know today a little bit more. And her name is Isabel Bajonero, and she is a registered associate marriage and family therapist, and she's under supervision with me, and we are so excited to have her be part of our team today. So first of all, welcome, Isabel, and why don't you tell us a little bit more about her? Why are you a therapist? Why do you love to do what you do? Most of the time when I talk to people and I say I'm a psychotherapist, they're like, oh gosh, why are you doing that? That's really hard. But there's some passion there for me, and I know there's some for you. So let's start with that.
So why I do what I do, I'm a therapist because I want to be there to help guide people through their life journeys and their transitions. And I feel as though some people need that extra helping hand. And I want to be there to provide that. And I understand that everyone's life experience is different. Everyone has a different perspective on the world. So I want to work with my client on just learning how to cope and learning how to navigate their life challenges.
That's amazing. And that really shines through, this compassion and desire to support people and help them. And what I also heard you say is really kind of starting where they are at, right?
I believe that everyone sees the world differently. It's kind of like we're snowflakes. We're all different. We all have a different design. And I believe as though working with the client just how they are. There's no need to do therapy the same way for everybody. And just being an advocate and learning people how to advocate for themselves.
I just love that vision of we are all snowflakes, because it is so true. We are all so unique and individual. And I also heard you say in that share is that it's not about fixing anything. There's nothing wrong, nothing broken. It's about building resiliency and tools and having some support around that. Well, what I want to know next is, who do you work with? So what kind of clients are the best clients that you are a fit for them and they are a fit for you? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I specialize in children, adolescents, teens, adults, families, and those who are going through adjustments and life transitions, as well as children with autism or ADHD, and also working with clients with depression and anxiety.
So a little bit of a wide range, which is wonderful. Tell me a little bit about your experience with children. What's the youngest age that you typically see for children?
The youngest age that I've worked with was 6 years old, and I have had about 5 years of experience working with children with ADHD and autism, especially in the school setting. So I'm working with children middle school age and helping them with their emotional and social needs as well.
Thank you for that, Isabel. And tell us a little bit more about why you like to work with children so much. I can see that passion and dedication in you when you answered that question. Is there like a personal significance or importance in working with children?
Yeah, so I have worked with children for about 5 years now, and all my life just has been surrounded by children, working at a daycare with my mom, working at schools, my own younger siblings. They are under the age of 10. I believe as though children need those tools and coping skills that adults also need in life. And if children have them now, I think that it sets them up for success going through adjustments and life transitions as they get older. And just with that tool, I see a change being made with culture, with just society and generations. And so that's why I see the need of working with kids. And I just love it. I feel as though I have a special talent and like a special language in order to get to kids and having them be so receptive.
And that's what it's all about, is this connection with children, and creating that trust and safety. If they don't feel like they can connect to an adult, the therapy is not going to really work with that. But I also hear this bigger vision for the world when we really focus on building children and helping the children feel loved, helping them feel safe, and for them to have the tools and the skills to handle the stressors of the world. I do believe that the world can be a little bit better place as a result. So that's a big mission and a big vision you have, and that's wonderful. How about the parents, Isabel? Tell us a little bit about how you work with parents and how you incorporate parents into working with the children.
Yes, so I believe that working in therapy is working collaboratively. It's working as a team. And so whether it be with the individual client or as the whole family, I see the family as a big part in the child's life and just kind of their grounding space. And so in order to build with that grounding space, I'm working with families, working with parents, and just kind of doing checkups and seeing how can we work together in order to fit this big picture that I am envisioning.
Yeah. It takes a village. It really does take a village to raise children. So that's what I'm hearing, that you are there to also support parents. Sometimes it's just helping parents understand their children, because kids tend to express their hurt and their big emotions and pain through behaviors that can be sometimes be pretty disruptive, but it's all about understanding what's underneath those behaviors. And that's what I'm hearing is where you come in, is like an interpreter. Hey, here's what's going on with the kiddo when they are doing this. So that's wonderful. What can parents expect with the first session? So what's going to happen first session, and how about the next session? And tell us, like, paint a picture of how that process generally works.
So the first session typically includes an intake with the parents. We sort of talk together on our goals, just where the needs are, and typically about where they're seeing their problems at home. And so from there, we work together and we come up with goals. And I like to have this be a very collaborative process because, again, the parents are a big part in the therapy treatment. But once we do that, and once we see that we're a good fit for each other, we move into the next intake with the child. From there, I like to focus on rapport building, getting to know the child, letting the child get to know me. And we play games. A lot of child therapy is play therapy. And from there, I kind of assess where the child's needs are, and wherever they are in that moment, I like to go with that moment. So if what they need is to talk, I'll be there and listen to them talk. What they need is to play, I'll play a game with them. And that's how the first 2 sessions typically look like.
Great. Thank you for clarifying that. I know sometimes, especially if there's parents who've never had their child in therapy before or play therapy, it can be a little bit scary and confusing in terms of what happens. So I heard there's a parent-only intake, and then meeting with the child, and then if it feels like, okay, everybody's a good fit, and then moving on from there. Tell the listeners a little bit more about the child therapy and play therapy, like what kinds of things, like if you would describe a session, what kind of activities and things are you doing with the child?
With play therapy, a lot of different types of modalities are integrated into the session. An example of this is if I were to have a client who struggles with awareness and the behaviors of their classmates and how it affects their own emotions and how their own behaviors affects their classmates. I would like to do narrative therapy. And from there is where the play begins. We will have our dolls and we will have our puppets, and I would like to have them play out a scenario. How would you react if teacher called you out in front of the class? Or how would you react if a student did something you didn't like? And from there, I'd have the child act out the scenario with me. And we can come up with many different ways on how would you like them to react?
Mhm.
Or maybe how could we have approached this differently? And from there, that's where play does get integrated with therapy. And that's just an example of how narrative play is in the therapy session.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that snapshot of what happens in the therapy sessions. And how about what can parents expect? So once the therapy started, how often do you meet with the parents to kind of go over how things are going with the child?
So with what parents can expect, I would say that is where we come up with a routine as a team. If the parent feels as though there is urgency to meet very often, we can do as that, and we can meet as often as you'd like until the parent feels that we are now lengthening the times in between our checkups. And just, again, no parent is the same, no family is the same, and no need is the same. Where the parent believes that they need to check in often or not as often, we will always work as a team to figure that out together.
Mhm. Sounds like it's flexible and it can really decide it together in terms of what is needed. One more thing, how about adults? Paint us a picture about who are the kinds of adults, what age groups do you really love to work with, and where do you feel like you are the most effective? Is it more young adults, middle age? Tell us a little bit more about that, and so that the viewers get an idea.
So in terms of adults, I like to work with, again, parents. I understand that there are lots of transitions, especially needing goals in terms of dealing with children or family life. And then as well as young adults going through those big transitions in lives. From 17 to 30s, I like to just help navigate relationships and those life challenges with adults.
That's wonderful. So I'm also hearing that you could work with parents, even if the child is not coming to therapy, that you could also just support parents in their parenting role.
Yes, of course. I would always like to be there for all the different branches of the family.
So, Isabel, I know we talked about how you work with children in terms of play therapy, narrative therapy, and all those things. How about adults? What kind of modalities or approaches do you use in your work with adults?
I like to incorporate cognitive behavioral therapy. I like to incorporate narrative therapy. I'm very big on solution-focused therapy. And I like to also include somatic therapies.
I'm just hearing that people are just gonna come out of therapy with you with lots of tools and skills. You're very practical oriented. So I'm not hearing that, okay, we're just gonna sit here and talk about your childhood for the next year or so in therapy. And when you come and see Isabel, whether you're child, parent, adult, you're gonna get like a really good toolbox for you to be able to handle life stressors and relationships. That's really amazing.
Exactly.
Now, one final thing, Isabel, is this something that you would want clients to know about getting started in therapy in general, and something that you have recognized or noticed in your work and years as in the mental health field that you feel might be supportive for people to hear, to take that action, to reach out to us or someone else to get their therapy journey started?
I would like for my clients to just take, or even anybody looking for therapy, understand that there is no one solution. There is no easy fix. Therapy is a tool. And again, re-emphasizing that everyone's experience is different. nobody has the same perspectives. And so I would like people to understand that therapy is client-based. Therapists will really meet you where you're at in life. And if what you need is an ear, if what you need is tools, that's what therapy is there to provide you for. And just understanding that it's a long journey, but there will be things there in order to help you. And that's just what I would like my client to hopefully understand from my therapy sessions.
Yeah, and what I really heard in that, what I heard you say is for clients to tell your therapist what you need. And that is so, so helpful for me too as a therapist. Is I love when my clients are really clear and they tell me, hey, today I need this, or the next session it could be something else. So it's really client-led. We are not these experts. Well, we are experts. We have experience and background, but that doesn't make us, there's no power differential there. We are right there. We are teammates for our clients. We are working together in collaboration. And ultimately, it's our clients that can tell us how we can best help them. Who do we get to be in order to serve our clients the best? And that's what I heard in your share. And of course, it's so aligned with Porta Verum's mission as well, a very client-centered psychotherapy practice. So thank you so much for your time, Isabel, today. And thank you for all of those who watched this video. Now, if you do want to get started with therapy in general, or if you're really interested in working with Isabel, below this video, you will find a way to get in touch with us. If you just want to check out our website and read a little bit more about what we do, you can go ahead there. The website is portaverum.com. If you want to send us a message, there's also going to be a link below this video where you can send a secure message and let us know how we might be able to help you. We have a whole onboarding team. We have people who are going to help you every step of the way, checking your insurance and making sure you are all set up for your therapy. And if you want to chat with Isabel and you want to set up a free 15-minute consultation, you can also do that by sending us a message. And you can pick Isabel's brain and see what she might tell you about how she can support and help you. So thank you for your time and wishing everybody a lovely day. And thank you, Isabel, for your time as well.
Thank you.